Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm back with another video. Uh, this video is going to be very interesting, very knowledgeable as well for the people who are looking to start in property. I want to talk about strategies what you can use in the UK if you want to get into property. So I'm going to give you 5 strategies where you can use where you can effectively make good returns on your property investing. So property investing can be very effective, but it depends on your risk tolerance. Okay, there's loads of strategies where you can use. Like I said, we're going to tell you 5 most effective strategies. What I'm using, what people, other property investors are using right now in the UK. So, but before you start investing in property, make sure you have the right knowledge, you know what you're doing, you know how to do all your market research. It's all good me telling you you need to do your market research, you need to find your area, your niche area where you want to work. But in order to do that, you need the right training, you need the right mentoring. So always consider studying, training, uh, and getting the right mentorship as well. There's loads of people out there who do offer these services, including myself as well. So if you're interested, I will leave the link below in description. You can actually join Mann's Academy. And another good news I want to give you before I start this video, that we have actually been doing this for Mann's Academy has actually been running for a year now, and we have gone from strength to strength. So has our property network meeting, which is on the first Saturday of each month. That's gone from strength to strength as well. So I'm very happy about that as well. So let's start the video without any more delays. Um, okay, how many? 5 strategies I'm going to tell you. So number one, which is a very good one, and it's not that hard really, is buy to let. So you can go out there, you can find a property with the sole purpose of buying it to let the property out to tenants. So basically, you go and buy a property, you look for tenants, and you put them in your property, and you start enjoying a good rent of that property. Okay, but at the same time, you need to conduct a good thorough research of the area. The location has to be perfect, the location has to be good where there's a high rental demand. So you can go on to portals like Rightmove and Zoopla for this to actually find comparables of rentals in the area, how many properties are there available for rent, and how many people are looking to rent the property as well. There are other sites where if you're renting individual rooms, for example, in a HMO, you could go on to sites like Spare Room where you can put the postcode in, and it will actually tell you how many rooms are available in the area and how many people are actually looking to rent the rooms in any particular area. Okay, so make sure you do your research for this strategy, because you don't want to end up buying a property in an area where rental demand is low. Then you're going to be stuck, or you're going to be struggling to find tenants for that property. Okay, so that is the first strategy what most people commonly use, most property investors use here in the UK. Second is buy, refurb, refinance, rent, or we call it BRRR as well, BRRR. Our strategy, I'm always going on about this strategy because it is my favorite strategy. Because in this strategy, you can basically buy a property where you can do 2 things to the property. You can refurb it, and you can actually force the value up of the property. So you're forcing, by refurbing, you're forcing the property's value to go up. And then secondly, you can turn it into either whatever you want to use it as, whichever rental strategy you want to use. You want to use it as a HMO, you want to use it as a single family let, so you can do it up to that spec, that standard. But it is one of the most popular strategies what most investors use, because by forcing more value appreciation of a property, you're actually you can, when you go to refinance it, you can pull most of your money invested in the property, you can pull it out, and that can help you move on to your next project, so you can go and buy even more properties with that money where you pulled out. Okay, and then if you're refinancing it, so the property is still in your portfolio, so you can enjoy the rent and you can move on and go and buy more properties in your portfolio too. So this is a very good strategy, one of my favorite strategies. uh, Moving on to number 3 is property development. So you can buy a property, or you can buy land. You can apply for planning on that piece of land. So as soon as you get planning permission on any empty piece of land, the value of the land goes up to start with, so you can actually develop on that piece of land, or you can buy property with the intention of developing it into something else. For example, you could buy a house, you're going to turn into flats. You could buy a commercial building, commercial offices, and you can turn them into multiple units, multiple flats. You can even split the titles, sell them off individually, or you can just rent them all out. This strategy, however, it, it carries a bigger risk as well, because you're investing a lot more money into property development than what you would do, for example, just to do a simple BRR deal strategy. Okay, so the risk is higher in this strategy because you're investing a lot of money into it, but the rewards are bigger as well. So developing a 3-4 bedroom house on an empty plot of land after getting the planning, it can be very lucrative, because new builds sell a lot quicker, a lot faster than the old built properties. All right, so it can be very lucrative, but then again, it can be very expensive strategy as well. So make sure you exactly know what you're doing. You know all the costs, what it's going to cost you before you start developing or think about being a property developer. So that was our number 3. Number 4 is called house hacking. Okay, I call it house hacking. So it's basically, strategy is good. The strategy is easy as well, and then what you need to do in this strategy is that you buy a property, for example, with multiple duplexes, multiple units in a house. So you live in one unit yourself, or you live in one flat or a room yourself, and you rent the rest of them out. So what that will do is that will cover the costs of your property. So your all your mortgage, your costs are covered by rent, and then you will pocket some money as well. In the long run, you will have you can enjoy the capital appreciation of the property, and at the same time you're enjoying the rent, and on top of everything, your property is being paid for by the rental income. So that's what I call a basically I call it house hacking, which is very good strategy to get into. And the final one what I'm going to talk about is, which is getting really popular now, is Airbnb. Okay, with the rise of even other platforms like Airbnb, booking.com, there's comfy workers, there's a few other as well. So with the rise of these platforms, the short term rentals have increased as well. So people are sort of leaning more and more towards finding properties to put on the market for short term rentals, which can be very lucrative. It can bring you in more rent than a normal long-term rental property. But then yes, there is a downfall to that as well, that you could have void periods as well. You could have more void periods too. Okay, so that's why it's very important that you do your research of the area before you actually go to invest in a property which is actually going to use for things like Airbnb. Okay, so the bottom line is that these 5 strategies will work. They do work. I use most of them, if not all of them. And but you're your market research has to be very right on top. Okay, you gotta do your research. You gotta know the location. You gotta know what kind of people living in the area, what kind of strategy will work in what area. So before you go and dive into, as I said in the earlier in the video, before you go dive into property investing, make sure you get the right knowledge from the right people. People are doing this every day, and that's the only way you can move up and succeed in your property journey. So I hope these tips have helped you guys, and I will keep bringing videos like this in the future as well. So until then, keep working hard. God bless you all, and keep investing.